So welcome everybody to another amazing episode of Misfit Toys.
Yeah.
We have our beautiful and fabulous co-host Maria de la Ghetto, mad respect, and our amazing guest. Should I just Brooke makes fun, or do you like your last name? Just Brooke.
Well, if you want to find me on like Instagram or Facebook, or if you want to send me money, it's Brooke Makes Fun. But if you want to like super stalk me, then Brooke Barcel.
So there you go, Brooke Barcel. Brooke makes fun just to send money and for social.
Cash app her, you know.
So we have viewers from all over the world. We love our viewers from the UK. Everybody that's watching, please write in. We love to hear from you. Any questions you have for us, things that are going on your mind. Mind you, my little niece is downstairs snooping and listening in, so we're going to try to keep it a little PG-13 if we can. But of course, you know, we always go a little deeper than usual. So that being said, Miss Brooke Makes Fun. Tell us about yourself. Where are you from? How old are you? And how long have you been doing comedy?
Well, I don't succumb to Earth time. I don't believe in Earth years. I believe I am a timeless soul. Who has had many adventures so far and will continue to have more. And hopefully I continue to look this age, whatever you think it is.
Good answer.
I'm from
Are you a
Omaha.
politician?
I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. It's like right in the middle of the United States. Just like kind of a regular suburban kind of city. We got a little downtown area. We got lots of racism, kind of bad cops, stuff like that. I'm sure there's the good ones too. Comedy, I feel like I got in trouble all the time for telling jokes at school and at work, you know, and then like, you don't talk like that here. I've gotten pulled aside. As far as like doing stand-up comedy, it's been like almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Uh-huh.
So what got you into comedy? Hey, what's up, Ray? How's it going, man? Good to hear from you. What's up?
Oh, I love Lucy. Comedy. So like everything started to fall apart, you know, like my life and my relationships. And I said, you know, like this is my life, you know, and this is how I'm living my life. And I have to decide every day what I'm doing with my life. So I started to take improv classes and just make being silly and being goofy and having fun like a priority. And it turned out I was having a lot of fun with it, like kind of too much fun. And
they have improv in Nebraska?
Yeah. There's a little theater. They teach improv classes and yeah.
I love it. So if someone was to ask you, what 3 words would you use to describe yourself, your comedy, what would you say?
As a comedian, I'm really like silly, absurd, but also like people say because I'm so innocent that it's kind of like what's happening, you know, it's like this innocence with this filth, with this playfulness with words. I'm working on trying to make it deeper, but you know, ouch.
So silly, absurd. What's up, Stacy?
Wow.
Hey.
That's awesome.
Love it. So anybody who's watching, if you have any questions you want to ask Brooke about Nebraska or anything, feel free, drop us a line. We would love to hear about it. So Maria, what are your 3 that you would describe your comedy self? How would you?
Loud, for sure. A little angry. I would say angry. Loud, angry, and what's it? I would say. Oh, I don't know. The last one would be just loud, angry, and like outspoken, like truthful, like in that sense. Like just I lay it out there. I lay it to bear. So that's what it is. It is what it is. Like, I feel you, like, you know, I got pulled aside all the time as a kid growing up. You know, we're those girls that are too much, you know?
Yep.
It's like, no, you're not enough. So that's on you.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So keep doing you, girl. Don't let them tell you nothing too
So,
much.
Brooke, do me a favor. Take a step back. Just step back from the camp. Thank you. Now, take us on. Wait, you got this. What's going on in your room? We got this cactus sunset thing. What's the vibe? What are your inspirations?
Oh, I need happy, chill, positive vibes. Some of this art I made, some of it like one of my friends made something for me. One I got for Christmas from my cousin or my sister-in-law. That one says, to be yourself in a world that is consistently trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. That's from Ralph Waldo Emerson. And it just felt like if someone could see that, like me trying just to be myself, you know, like it's not easy, and it's kind of like that road less traveled, you know, and like someone else saw that I'm doing that, so I like having that kind of stuff up. And then I make like macrame and other stuff,
I
and
love.
I don't know. Yeah.
You mentioned that you got into comedy because you were having a hard time and your relationships were falling apart. So one of the arts of life is to not only accept the challenges that the universe puts in front of you, but to say thank you. So of all of the times that you have been bullied, which bully would you actually say thank you? And what did they bully you for? And what lesson did you learn from them?
So I didn't necessarily have like an outside bully as much as I had like this inside bully.
Like your mother?
Inside. Yeah, my mom, and then I took over a lot of times.
Well, you mean like an inner like voices?
Yeah.
That bully.
Brooke, you shouldn't act like that. You shouldn't say like that. You shouldn't do that. And like really like be really mean to myself to try to make myself do the right thing or fit into the mold, you know, and like I thought that I was trying to do what everyone else wanted.
Uh-oh.
See, I think her inner bully kicked up and was like, I am not having it. See, there goes your inner bully just shutting it down. You're like, no.
No. Not gonna let it happen.
So that inner voice.
I had a t-shirt.
You have a name? Mm-hmm. Does your inner critic have a name? Have you named her or him?
Ooh, that's a good idea. I think I learned from my mom based on how she talked to herself. And then she learned from her mom based on how she talked to herself, you know, and then later on I'm like, whoa, stop. Like this isn't, I read a book and it said the only thing that deserves a beating is a rug.
Wait. Like, is a what?
The only thing that deserves a beating is a rug.
Did you ever get beat?
Like I would beat myself up or I would hit myself really hard. You know, and it's like, why? So, I thought it was helping, Maria, but it was hurting.
Does this sound familiar?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, you know, it's hard enough just being yourself. You know what I'm saying? Then you add everything externally. You know, being a woman, you know, being like an outspoken woman, being different. And you are, like they say, you're your own worst critic. So, you know, of course, like I relate 100. You know, like I always wish that I was more soft spoken, more like dainty, more girly, or whatever. Like I felt I wasn't enough of. I always felt like I was kind of like a defective girl. Like I'm just not like one of those girls. Like, and you're in your head, you're just like, why can't I just be like this? Why can't I just be like that? And it's rough, man. It's really hard. So, and you got to learn how to like shut it down. Like, you know, you just personally, I mean, and what I did, I just stopped listening to it like I do with everybody else. I was like, well, shit, I don't listen to anybody else. I might as well do that with
her too. When is getting up on stage, is it a way to battle that? Is getting up on stage a way to be like, okay, or has it been more difficult? Like when you get on stage, is it like does the critic get on stage with you?
She tries. She gets in there right before. I always have a moment right before I get on stage. I get a little bit anxious. I get that anxiety, and I get nervous. I'm like, what if I'm not that funny? What if I'm not this? And then but then showtimes come on, and it's like I'm just like, okay, you're done now, and I just do it. It doesn't even matter. I just don't listen. Didn't listen to my parents. Didn't listen to her.
If you were to name that inner bully, what would you call her or him?
I don't know, man. She would be like one of those girls that used to bully me in school. No, Hildegard's just fat and hungry. Like, she don't bully nobody.
Hildegard's just fat and hungry.
She don't care. She don't care. She's just trying to eat. You know what I'm saying? If anything, this girl would be some, like, typical, like, Regina. She's Regina George of the Mean Girl. That's her. She's like, ugh, you're so fat and gross. Why are you so loud? Why are you eating again? Why are you, like, first of all, Regina, you need to shut your mouth before I give you one of those bars that make you fat again. You know what I'm saying? Like, she needs to quit. So I don't know if that's how it is for you, but like you got, we all got our own demons, our own issues, but that I just ignore her. I'm just like, you talking too much. Shut up. Like, I just ignore her. So that's
yes, go ahead, Brooke.
Well, a lot of times, like I started reading into getting into different literature and stuff, and some like Buddhist teachings would talk about inviting that person over for tea. And so you're kind of trying to become neutral instead of, because when you're responding in anger, it's going to respond in anger. I have a couple songs I sing to myself. I love and approve of myself. I love and approve of myself. I love and approve. I love and approve. I love and approve of myself. And
that is so cute.
I love you a lot. I love you. I love you a lot. I love you a lot. I love you a lot. I love you. I love you a lot. And then you could be like, I love me a lot. I love me. I love me a lot. I love me a lot. I love me a lot. I love me. I love me. I love me a lot.
That is so
adorable. I love it.
Share your mantra motivational song. That is so. I have one that's just. I fucking love my life. I fucking love my life. I'm not supposed to say the F word.
I know, but
sometimes
there's power.
Get it out.
I live right now. I'm sequestering on a ranch, and we're off the grid. I don't know if it's like what you deal with in Nebraska. And we got a squirrel problem, and the squirrels get up inside the hood of the car and they eat the wires. Do you have a squirrel problem, Brooke?
Not like that.
So now when I go out in the morning, I took the car to the mechanic, and he was like, "Hey, Ese," I'm in Mexico. "Don't you know, man? You're supposed to urinate on the car." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You got to urinate on the car to mark your car. It got to be your car." So when I go out in the morning with the dogs, we all three pee on the car, protecting it from the squirrel. Does Carhenge in Nebraska match up to our Stonehenge in the UK? I don't even know what that is. What is that?
So I haven't been there because it's far. It's way in I guess they call it the panhandle of Nebraska. So if you know what Nebraska looks like, there's a shape. Omaha's like on one corner, and then way on the other side, it's called Carhenge, and it's cars that are stacked that are like Stonehenge. And I do need to go out there and check it out because I think it's just super cool. I'm sure it's not going to be quite like Stonehenge, but still pretty neat.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Love it. So because you already told about the songs, what are some of the things that you do when no one's watching?
Well, you brought up gratitude. Like, I'll do that a lot. Like, thankful for my toes and my feet and my hands and my fingers, and like just like everything around. I dance, I jump on trampolines, I do a lot of yoga, go for a walk, draw a picture.
I love it. Maria, what's your secret? What's the secret thing that you do?
No one's looking. I don't want to tell you. I mean, no one's looking.
Pick my nose and eat it.
Definitely never did that. Never have. Never will. I was not one of those kids. I don't know if y'all were, but those kids that would eat their boogers. They would eat everything.
I would wipe them on the couch.
I'll look at it. I will look at it. I'm like,
but not eat it. Like get rid of it. But kids. Those same kids used to eat glue and eat whatever else, and I would just be like, I'm hungry, but not that hungry. Like, what's wrong with you? Let me see. What do I do when no one's looking? I don't know. I'm pretty, I don't want to say normal. I just do the basic stuff. Like, okay, I'll tell you. I watch corny rom-com or like cheesy romance movies, and I like cry because I like get super emotional.
Maria,
Ugh,
do you
so
love
gross.
Christmas time when they have all the Christmas
No,
rom-coms?
I hate Christmas actually.
Oh no!
There's so many cheesy rom-coms though that come out around
There
that
is.
time.
I think I would probably watch them, but like
You don't like
the movies, but like Christmas time in general, this is such an awful thing, and it's so lame. But it's such an inconvenient season. Everything is closed, or it's too busy, or I just can't get things done. There's just too many people around, and I'm just like, why? What is this? And like it's themed. I think themed. Like the themed thing. You can only use it during Christmas, and I'm like. And I'll look dumb if I wear it any other time other than Christmas. And I'm just like, it's such an inconvenient holiday. And it's so lame. I feel like that is so lame, but I cannot. It's just so, and it's such a corny time. Everyone's like, oh my God, let's hang out with family. I'm like, I hang out with my family all the time. What's wrong with you? Like, I like them. I don't know about y'all.
Miss Beautiful Stacy.
That's awful. Like Eve from the Garden.
Okay,
I love that.
See, that's when you hope that someone's looking. Like you have your windows open and.
I get the mirror and I'll be the total. I will sit there and I think that I am like some kind of stripper star, and I'll get the music on, and I'm like, yes, and I'll start to do my little dance. It's no joke. It's no.
I practice my twerking in the mirror for sure because
I literally put my little thong on and I do the thong dance.
Yes, I practice the booty pop. The twerking. My twerk game is pretty on point. So I got messed up knees from 10 years, like all my 20s of twerking. Like just I twerk.
I believe hard. You. I believe
I
you.
twerk hard. Yeah,
I believe.
And now I got messed up knees. So
darn.
So
this week, okay, because COVID's been hitting us all super hard right now. What has been the highest, thing, the greatest thing that's happened, and then what has been one of the biggest challenges? And for me, the best thing was the Misfit toys. And I got into this dark depression, and I was like, what can I do right now? And my passion is comedy. And I'm secretly a black girl inside because when I moved to America, I was raised by black girls. And in our projects, I was literally the only little white Jew in the entire neighborhood. And I didn't know that I didn't know that I wasn't black. And when we moved to the white neighborhood, my neighbor, Leslie Peabody, she's this big 6 foot tall black girl that owned the shot put record for Colorado. And I was like, Leslie, we the only black girls here. These white people are scary. I was sweating.
Leslie looking at you like.
Yeah, and she's
like, boy.
She was like, Iggy, girl. Okay, you're right. We only know that.
She was like, you know what?
Like
solidarity.
I can braid because I'm Jewish, so I braid challah. So I can braid. I can do some cornrow challah. I can do all.
Oh my God! I love it.
So So for me, it was about channeling the comedy and also giving women a voice in this world. And I'm not going. The comedy world's a little bit of a sausage fest.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It's like 69% at least.
It's a lot.
77%. Yeah.
And I don't know why, but women they're funnier to me. I just connect, and so
I agree.
This Misfit Toy platform for women to come out and share their stories, like you, Brooke, like you, Maria, has really been like that. It's what's kept me sane during this intense time. So, what about you, Brooke? What would you say your high and your challenge.
Yeah, like at first I just felt really lost and there was so much unknown. Like you didn't really know how long it's going to go on and like what to do. And then like luckily, you know, I started doing the online open mic from Omaha and just started like inviting people from other cities, just joining other comedy scenes and saying, hey, sign up, hey, sign up. And then like little by little, I got a new friend and a new friend and a new friend. And now my heart is so full. Like it's insane. It's like I don't know what my life would have been like now if I hadn't met all of these people, and maybe I would have met them eventually, but now I get to know them now and I get to support them when they're kind of starting or like wherever they're at, and it's really neat. And now I host a whole bunch of shows. You know, and Iggy, you're going to be in one tomorrow.
Shout out. So everybody watching, I'm going to put the link in the post from the thing. So I'll drop it in so anybody who's watching can click. And how do they watch? They just stream and watch, or can they log in and participate like in a Zoom? Explain to us the show format.
Yeah, so we can have some people come into the Zoom. We also have it live. It'll be on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live if you follow the back line. And I pick a couple of different people. I try to cover a few different time zones. So I have it at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my time, which is like 10 or 11 o'clock in like the Europe-ish areas. It's been really neat so far. The last show had like 500 views right away, you know, like after it was over. And so it's really neat.
Your Facebook events, Contagious, the Stay Home Comedy Show. Is that right?
Yes. You must stay home. So you're going to catch some joy.
Into the chat for everybody who's watching. And you just click on that link. And then what is the time so that everybody knows?
5 p.m. Eastern.
5 p.m. New York. Which is what? 2 p.m. 2 p.m. LA. And what time for our folks in London? 10.
I think they're 6 hours ahead of me, so I think it's 10 p.m.
So, but yes, click on the link. It will tell you. And you can always contact me, Maria, or Brooke. But contact Brooke on Insta or Facebook about the show Friday. It's gonna be hilarious. I mean, I remember the first time I saw you, I was like, "Who is this little blonde girl from Nebraska coming in hard?" I was like, "What?"
Yeah, that was fun. What mic was that at?
What is your favorite opening joke?
Oh gosh. I don't know. Like, I just go with my name's Brooke. I spell it with an E, but sometimes I'll spell it wrong. And it's not good because then I'm broke. And then I try to like really, really accentuate how I need at least 2 O's, you know? And if you want to call me like Brooke and put like 69 O's, that you can do that. I'm not afraid of the O's. So that's a good art. I like that one, but there's so many fun jokes.
Maria, what would you say? Your high and your challenge in this time?
The challenging part was in the beginning was I didn't realize it until after, actually, so it was the isolation. I didn't realize how isolated I felt from my family, because I was living with basically family, but I hadn't seen any of my friends. I hadn't seen my parents. I hadn't seen my other sisters. And so then finally, after like 2 or 3 months of quarantine, and I came to visit my parents, and then I visited my sister in San Diego. And I was just like, oh, I didn't realize, because I was like having anxiety attacks. Like I felt it, you know, I was like that. It was like tightening in my chest, and I was like, it's either anxiety or corona, so we'll just have to wait 2 weeks and find out. But that was real. Like at one point my throat felt like it was closing up. Like I was like, oh my god, it's corona, I'm going, this is how I go, you know. Like I am such a neurotic person. Like I'm a hypochondriac, So I didn't realize till after the fact that I was like, wow, I didn't realize how isolated I really felt. And because, I was doing well as far as like keeping busy and like my high and including my highs, I really like the quarantine really got me like just taking off on my comedy. Like I met you. You were probably one of the most like pivotal parts of it. And then the Misfit toys, like you really had a big impact on my comedy in the last few months since the quarantine started. So that's definitely one of my highs is the comedy aspect. Like I met so many different comedians and I'm like, I feel like in the last few months since quarantine started, I feel like I've done more for my comedy career than I had in the 6 months that I had been going out to the comedy clubs because I had quit my 9 to 5 job. I said, I'm done. I quit with just a little bit of money saved. And I was like, this is what I'm doing. I'm just going to do it full throttle. I had a plan, like a vague plan. But yeah, 6 months I was going to the clubs and doing the open mics. And I just didn't feel like, compared to like the quarantine stuff, I was like, dang, my stuff is way better. I'm doing way more. So yeah,
It's deeper and
definitely the
it's
comedy.
harder.
Wild.
I mean,
Yeah.
Brooke,
Yeah.
you would never be able to get this kind of reach in Nebraska.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I was hustling here, but it was still like because we had mics. I would go like an hour to Lincoln on Mondays, 2 hours to like Sioux City, sometimes on Thursdays. Des Moines, I could go like 2 hours and hit 2 mics on Thursdays sometimes. So I was trying, but now I can do like a New York mic, a Chicago mic, an LA mic, and and meet you guys.
I love it, love it, love it, love it. Do you have any questions for one of us? Because we've been peppering you with questions. Bam, 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 bam.
Wow.
No pressure.
I'm going to get a refill.
I think that
I'll be right back in a second.
okay. Maria, what advice do you have since you said that you just stopped and left your job and said, I'm gonna pursue comedy. Like
Well,
I
what
love
advice?
that.
I mean, it was a tough because I had attempted my comedy career over the last, like, I've been doing it off and on for about 16 years. But there's been like periods where I just no comedy, nothing, So, and prior to that, I was like trying to balance out working, supporting, because I lived in LA, and of course you got to have a job if you even gonna, I'm not trying to be no starving artist girl.
Right.
So
isn't it like $1,000 for a small
yeah, I mean, if you live, so
expensive?
I didn't live in LA in like West LA, like I didn't live in LA proper per se. I lived in LA County, which is like outskirts, and which it's easy to. I grew up in LA, so I know my way around. I'm like, I don't need to live in LA proper. I know how to get there. It's not a big deal. I got a car. So, my best advice, honestly, is just work on your craft because that's definitely something that I wanted to do but didn't really know how. Find your tribe. That is something that's pretty difficult. It was difficult for me. Not everybody might have the same experience, but it was once I found my tribe, once I started working on my craft, I started taking classes, you realize like your comedy is just, you get, the deeper it goes, the more rounded it is, the better, because you can do like different sets for different crowds. You know what I mean? Reading the room is very important. Don't see even, yeah. Honestly, like I was very excited. Like I love the online thing because like you said, you can go anywhere now. And I definitely feel like
Yeah.
it's just brought more people together in the comedy community. There's just more, it feels like there's more diversity now. Like I'm here for it. There was also one other thing that I really wanted to mention that I had learned and I completely lost it. But
What was the question? Is repeat the question again, Brooke? What advice?
yeah, what advice
Yeah,
do I have
just
for her? Because I quit my
because as a
job and
woman, like she just stopped her regular job and went full throttle to pursue comedy.
mhm.
You know.
What was it? Yeah, just the big thing was making that commitment because I was saying I had tried to balance it before And me personally, that's really hard. So other people can do it. They can do things at once. Iggy, who is just always doing something and never stops, and I'm already tired just thinking about it. But really knowing yourself, paying attention to yourself, and yeah, just go for it. Really is a big thing. Is go for it. Just do it. Do what you have to do to get it done. To get her done.
Do you think British comedy works well in the US?
Personally, I love British comedy. The British comedy I grew up with was like Eddie Izzard and Rowan Atkinson. Um, but it's a different type of comedy that I don't know if the majority of America is receptive to. I can't speak for everyone. I'm from SoCal. I'm a Cali girl, and I feel like I'm really used to being exposed to diversity, and I'm very like, oh, I love different this and that. I don't know about the rest of the country. I've never been any like the, you know what I'm saying? But I personally love British comedy, like Monty Python, things like that.
I think British comedy works well on the coast. It doesn't work as well in the middle of America. And America is really kind of three parts. It's the East Coast, it's the West Coast, and it's the coast, the middle, and the South. And those are kind of the three main areas. And they have a very similar mentality. The coasts have a very similar mentality, and the middle America, Midwest has a very similar mentality. And then we have the South. And depending, does it read in the middle of America and in the South? Probably not. They're not as culturally open, and they're not as culturally literate because, they kind of live in a bubble. And when you live on the coast, it's easier to fly to different countries. You get a more international, your neighbors are from different cultures. It's very homogenous in the center of America. And so they just aren't exposed to a lot of the references that get made in British comedy. So that's, my take on it. And I've lived all over the US, and I've lived in London, I've lived in France and Spain, Hong Kong, Russia, and let me tell you, the comedy does not always translate. And when I had to perform in London, I had to ooh, we can't say that here. Oh, okay, that doesn't work. Oh, you can't roll around with the C word in America, you just toss it left and right like you do in the UK. It does not. No. Brooke, another question.
It's true.
Have any of you got a tattoo?
For you guys?
Yeah, so number one. I'm happy. I only have one tattoo. I'm happy with it. That's it. It's my last name means eagle, and that's the one tattoo I have.
Oh.
I'm happy. So I don't have any regrets. So what about you, Miss Maria de la Ghetto?
Honestly, I don't think I regret any of them. Maybe this one because it was last minute and it was kind of just a shitty tattoo. It wasn't thought out. So this is gonna be covered up though because it's already fading and it wasn't, But
Seymour's hoping for some tragic tramp stamp that we're gonna just suddenly park more our t-shirts up on the screen. I can already tell. I can tell.
No tramp stamps here.
So Brooke,
I think we're ignoring that his name is Seymour.
I'm not saying it. I'm not.
I love that. I love that.
I have two little tattoos, and I use them in my set. So I mean, I probably could use one or two more if I carefully pick them.
How long did it take you to decide what to get those two?
I was in ministry school, and I wanted, if I was praying for people to just see how much love I had for God. I don't know. I probably could have thought about it more. I got pure and holy. Pure and holy.
Oh, wow.
And what's the word I'm looking for? Oxymoron?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or are you still pure and holy?
I got them right before I got kicked out of ministry school.
Could it have been because of the tattoos?
You know what
Because I wasn't pure and I wasn't holy. Or
You
I
know
was too
what they
holy.
say. As soon as you put that person's name on your body, you breaking up.
Oh,
You
that's true.
breaking
Well,
up.
she didn't get,
Oh
his sister's name
no,
on
me
there.
and God broke up.
No, but she did. She got the tattoo of basically being in ministry. And she's like, here's my
Yeah.
ministry on my skin. And universally, it's that myth,
You're like,
it's that taboo. As soon as you put them on your thing, by the end of the year, you're going to be out. And so it kind of, I'm just saying, could happen. Could happen. I have my ex's. I can't believe I almost share this. So I have my ex's name is actually written in the wings. And so my ex-fiance in Hebrew, because he was the wing beneath my wings. And as soon as I got it, a year later, adios, it was over. But I still love and respect him, and he was a great part of my life for almost 10 years. But I'm glad that I hit it in Hebrew letters in the wings, and it just doesn't say across the thing. We'll just say Steven, so there's no like Steven on my arm, but it's tastefully done. It's tastefully done.
The closest thing I got to a name was this.
What?
This is, I said the closest thing I got to like a name, which wasn't even a name. Like it's we called ourselves the Bullseye Crew because like at the time we were all super tight and it was the four of us and we all got a type of bullseye because the four of us were the bullseye, like the main ones. So three of us out of the four got the tattoo, and one of them is my sister, and the other two just kind of fell off. But I got the little heart because I'm like very like I like the little cutesy stuff. My sister got it's very artistic looking because it's a square, and then the bullseye is like in the corner of the square. You know what I mean? So you can see like just a portion of the bullseye. And then the other one, the third person who got it was actually my ex, and he got the jankiest, oh my god, like prison tattoo from a guy who had just gotten out of prison, and he did it with a guitar string and a CD player motor. And this tattoo is just god awful. It's so scarred. It looks like Braille on his back. And the circle,
wow.
and the circle is not even a circle. It's an oval. I kid you not. It's shaped like this, and it's just god awful tattoo. And it represents him because he was just an idiot. He was such an idiot. Like he had IQ of salt is like what, and I didn't even come up with that. His brother did. So I tried to say salt shaker, and his brother was like, "Nah, salt shaker has use. He doesn't." And I was like, "Damn, the savagery." And yeah, and so the tattoos represented each of us perfectly. I thought it was so funny, but anyway, that's what's
my Lord. So they always say that your biggest failures are actually not failures, but they are your lessons. What were some of the biggest failures that you've had, Brooke, that have popped up that you have overcome? What were some of the biggest missteps, fallen, egg on your face, just bam, that you have now learned from, and what was the lesson? I have a tattoo of Keith with the wooden teeth.
Who's that?
I don't know.
I also love your name, Dorothy. Dorothy Dimple Dump.
that might be one of the failures right there. For I'm not.
I mean, Keith would, that name alone, Keith with the wooden teeth. Like, what? Do you buy drugs from him? Who is he?
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know if maybe he was a famous pirate. I don't know, because like when you say the word failure, to me, failure is when you just stop trying, because I've like not, I guess I've failed, but I keep trying. So I don't know if I could say that I've failed.
Think of it as a stumble.
Oh yeah, I stumble. I broke nail polish earlier.
Oh no, that stuff doesn't
yeah. I mean, like I got married, and it was like 3 months later we were not gonna be married anymore, and that was terrible and really, really hard. But
Yeah, I
I think
bet.
like I still went in with my full heart, you know, and I gave it my
Yeah.
all, and I sure as heck tried. And then when I recognized that it wasn't healthy anymore, I stopped. You know, like I feel like that's okay. It doesn't mean that
Yeah.
you failed. I ran a half marathon. I finished it. Did I run the whole time? No, but I didn't fail. I finished.
Yeah.
I finally graduated from college. It took me maybe 10 years too long, but I finished. There was a bunch of classes that I failed, but then whatever.
They
I've
don't
been
count because you still finished.
I've been teaching Ella
Yeah.
jokes. I've been because I run a comedy studio, a comedy school, and so we've been working on jokes
Awesome.
together. And she's been practicing her jokes. And what I teach is that everyone needs to BITCH, what is bizarre, ironic, terrifying, crazy, and hard about life. And so Ella, where are you? Which one of the jokes did you want to share? What about
She's
Aw.
so cute.
Okay, so go ahead. No, look into the camera right here where the green dot is.
Okay.
Hey, skip her some space.
So recently, my mom told me you need more time to do your homework, and so I was like, more time. I really need more time. Aha! And I went to the herb garden, and I must say, my homework smells like Italian.
Oh my God, so cute.
Yay, that's cute.
Double
Good
on
one.
camera. Now let's do rhythm of three.
I want to do the. Okay. Every night I get a plate full of. Wait. Which
Just
one
go about
should
the
I
dogs
do?
that you own.
Oh yeah.
Tell to the green light. Tell the people about the dogs that you own.
Oh, so me and my mom were walking our dog, Poseidon. You can't see me. He's like, he's like that.
Uh-huh. So you were walking Poseidon with mom.
Yeah, and then she suddenly screams, "Heal!" So I run to her purse and get Neosporin bandages, and then she just stares at me, and I stare at her.
Wow.
So those are our double entendre jokes that we've been working on. What was it? The other one you had was the three dogs that I really liked. You have three dogs. What are the three dogs' names?
My dogs' names are Ace, Poseidon, and Shane. Seriously.
Thank you.
She is so cute. You're so funny.
But what I love about teaching comedy
awesome.
is like there's this formula almost of what makes people laugh. And when you understand that, anyone can plug it in. Yes, you have this is what I really love is that what are the five? Yeah, there are five senses, right? Taste, sight, touch, smell, sound. What's the sixth sense? Sense of humor. And you got
Ooh.
sense. And just like some people can smell better or hear better, like I'm tone deaf, it is a sense that you can train and you can work. And it is a sense. And what smells bad to somebody might smell good to someone else. What sounds awful to someone might sound amazing. Same thing. What might taste disgusting to somebody might be a divine meal. And humor is just like every other sense. And once you understand that, I think people kind of go, it starts to click. It starts to click. Brooke, what was the biggest challenge learning comedy for you? Would you say, like, what's in your comedy journey right now? What's your biggest challenge in comedy right now? Is it writing? Is it performing? Is it the stress? Is it joke? I don't know. What like is it?
I mean, maybe the stress, maybe a little bit of the drama, but notice a lot of that's in my head, and then
No, but that's very fair. A lot of people, that inner critic, that voice, that inner saboteur is super strong.
Yeah.
And what do
And
you
like
do?
comparing myself to the other comedians, or if there's only, let's say there's one comedian in Omaha that's, you know, doing a bunch of online shows and doing all the open mics and stuff like that, but then not the one that's getting booked for the shows. You know, you're like, gosh, what's going on? But then you're like, not everybody's on the same road. You know, some people's roads look different, so you
The
really
journey
can't
here.
compare yourself. It's so different for everyone.
So the technique that I learned from one of my favorite comedy coaches was that inner critic is never going to go away. So they're going to come. So what do? When you create, you have a sacred space where you write, where you rehearse. And when that inner critic comes up, you're like, excuse me for a second. And then you have a conversation with the critic, and yeah, that joke sucked, and oh my God, I could write some more. And okay, now what? Be quiet. I'm going to go back to my creative space. And giving that critic a space to live that's not in, oh, she's helping me right now, is not keeping the critic out of your creative sacred space and giving them a space somewhere else. But having that conversation, letting them have their voice, their moment, not taking them onto stage with you, not letting them write with you. But if you do take them on stage, you do it on purpose by choice. And you're like, okay, we're going to go on stage together and we're going to have it out. But giving them a special place to live and have it not invade your own space. That's one thing that I learned and I battle with a lot, you know, and I got a lot of voices. So right. Do you want to go help Dad get the squirrels? Tell them come here. So I told them about the squirrel problem. And we have a squirrel trap underneath the car. And what are we going to make tomorrow? Squallets.
Oh my gosh.
He is excited about gutting the squirrels, and we're going to turn them into little wallets called squallets. Right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So go check on the squirrel traps to see how many squirrels we got.
I did like a minute ago.
And how many did we get?
And none so far because the dogs have been over there.
Well, don't let the dogs go there, and go check if there's any more squirrels. She's obsessed with squallets. She's like, we got to make more. We got to get.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, I am not cleaning the squirrels. And she's like, oh, no, that's the part that I want to do.
Well, yeah.
Like, I don't know. Is this a female Dexter situation? Like, I don't know.
No, man, maybe. Just watch her.
As long as she has a healthy outlet, I guess it's okay.
You know, she went from being in a 1-bedroom in LA and they came to stay at the ranch. And so she's loving it. She's living her best life, catching.
She sure is.
Planning squallets, doing her thing.
She is so precious.
She is.
Now,
Everyone
before
loves her now.
we're wrapping it up close, and this is one of my favorite parts of the show, and we call it woman-splaining.
Oh yeah, it's a good one. Oh.
Ooh.
Now, now, Brooke, I am now representing the archetype of all of males in society. Is there anything you would like to share with us men in society that we just don't get, that you would love for us to understand?
So much power I have right now. Oh, I love it. Well, first of all, just because I say funny jokes about sex does not mean I want to have sex with you. Thank you.
Wait a minute. If you talk about that special place, that doesn't mean that I have access to go there?
Correct.
No, come on, that's not fair. Then why are you teasing us? You're a tease then.
Well, I'm just making fun. I'm just making jokes, just being silly, you know, and we don't have that kind of rapport. We're not relationship friends like that, you know? It takes a while to build up that kind of relationship. You can't just dive in. You got to be like, hi, hello, you know, and have like regular conversation before you throw smut. Otherwise, you don't get responded back
scepter
to.
Doesn't mean you want my scepter.
Correct.
Okay. Miss Elamira Rose, go back and check on the squirrels. We're getting into the part of the show that I want you to go check the squirrels.
I just did.
And I'll
check the squirrels.
Check them squirrels. Go check them squirrels. The one moment of the show that I'm like, okay, went to go.
She tried to creep into on the side to not be seen.
I see you, girl. I'm like,
Oh my God, she's so cute.
Oh, I love her so much.
okay, next
cool.
thing, Miss Brooke, that you would like to explain to us men that are watching from all over the world,
Yeah. Mhm.
that you would,
Sure. So
what would you like us to understand?
I mean, y'all are important too. I feel like we've been saying like mention speak, mention do that too, and like y'all need to, you have your space, you know. Yeah, but it's good to listen. It's really good to listen. And then also, if there's a female comedian that's hosting the show, think about how you would treat the male host and treat her with the same kind of respect. Don't flip her off if she does something different.
I know my bro's hosting. I'm fucking roasting his nuts, man. Like Christmas time on New York City, like serious, man. So wait, I don't know. You hosting, and it's like my bro hosting. Yeah, I'm gonna roast him, man.
You would still have a level of respect where you're not heckling. You would if because he would kick you out. He wouldn't even think twice. He'd be like, "Hey man, one more time, you're gonna be done, bro or not." You know that's exactly how it is.
Oh man, that's why you girl comics, you too sensitive. You shouldn't be. You can't handle the game.
Says the bro who gets upset because he was roasting and he's out of line. Your bro was about to kick you off the show. Why does it matter if your bro kicks you off the show versus a chick kicks you off the show? Woman, a femme.
I'm trying to understand.
And you would have gotten so sensitive if you got kicked off of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Call us
Right.
sensitive, but you guys are sensitive too.
So
y'all soft.
Yeah.
Because you're on my show doesn't mean you want my scepter. And
don't be jealous of my talent.
Oh, what?
That
Does that happen? Does that happen a lot? Do dudes get jealous of your talent?
They project those.
I think so. They're intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
I be me, you be me. We're good.
So to sum this up, keep my scepter to myself.
Unless I ask specifically for your scepter, you'll know.
There's gonna be a secret word. Like what? Is
No, we'll just tell you exactly the way it is.
You'll know.
I want your scepter.
I know.
Yeah.
So just keep my scepter until the secret handshake word, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm. We'll give you the code word.
Treat you like
safety word,
my queen, not like my scullery maid. And
honestly, in the comedy world, treat us like you would treat your dudes. Like, respect us the way you would respect your male.
I put my dick on my dude's face when they fall asleep. Why are you crying?
Pretty sure you don't. Pretty sure you don't.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Seriously?
They do roast each other a lot.
The first time I did
I'll be like, dude. Don't call me dude.
The first time I did comedy writing with dudes and I'm a gay man. I used to be straight. I just couldn't afford to be straight anymore. It's too expensive. But seriously, like being gay, and then I was a little worried that, and I was like uncomfortable to like come out. And I was not out on stage for multiple years, for the first 2 years of my comedy career. And I would go into these writing groups with all these LA Hollywood comics. And let me tell you, I've been to bathhouses in London that are straighter than that writing group. That was some of the gayest stuff I've ever heard. Like this. Like it was literally, I was like, wait a minute, I'm the gay one? Like seriously, like this frat boy stuff was so homo. Like I was like, oh,
that's true.
No.
The thing, what's one thing I would like to woman-splain to men in regards to stuff like that. Stop, like be more accepting of your your sexual fluidity. Like Sexuality is much more fluid than people realize.
Question. If I have an experience, I need to go back to the. If I have an experience with like a dude like once, does that mean I'm gay?
That's how you feel. I mean, do you feel like you might be gay, or did you want to try something and you tried it out and you're like, man, it wasn't really for me?
So if I try it once, does it mean I'm gay?
I think if
No.
you're thinking about it all the time and you tried it and you want to try it again and again and again, then maybe perhaps. But if you tried it once and you're like, that's not for me.
I see you, Ray.
So
Maybe.
my answer to the men watching, girl, it's only gay the third time. Calm down.
Yeah.
It may not even, you know, what's funny, there's, you know, because they're so afraid of being gay, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll break it down the way I feel. I'm not attracted to women per se, like as far as like I'm not into dating women. I'm not into, you know, like I've tried it once with the chick and it wasn't really for me per se. But that doesn't mean like future experiences I wouldn't be open to something else. Like, I don't know, because when I'm drunk, like I'm pretty much down for anything. Like when it
See,
comes
that's
to-
what I hate. You never know if a girl is like into you or if she's just blackout drunk.
Oh my god.
Now you understand what my problem is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But at the same time, that is another thing.
Illusion.
Drunk people there shouldn't be like, it's rough. It's a difficult thing because you shouldn't be, you know, they say like, oh, a drunk person isn't giving consent, but like, I mean, it's you gotta
they might
just
be being their true self. They might be letting it out, being free.
you know, like I don't know. It's a tough one.
Sober.
Yeah, if you wouldn't do it sober, and I won't say that I wouldn't.
True,
Do it
I
sober.
do it.
That's
I do it
something.
sober.
That's where I'm going. So before we go, Brooke, you have a question for me about comedy, life, you name it, before we log off and then say thank you to everybody.
Oh yeah, I have one. What makes you laugh like so hard? Is it a person? Is it a thing? Is it like what?
So, surprise. Because I've been in the comedy game for so long, I can see those punchlines coming a mile away. So if you can be clever enough to surprise me, and I write comedy for a lot of comedians in the game, and so my job is to find punchlines and to see. So it's really like, if you can come up with something that I wasn't expecting, then I break down. Like that's for me. It's just, you got to surprise me. Like when my little niece was like, I have 3 dogs. Their names are Poseidon, Ace, and Regret. I lost my mind. I'm like, where did this go?
Yeah.
And her dad was there and he was like, what, where did you get that from? Like, and that was when I broke, like I was not expecting that. So like really surprised me. And it's time in this comedy game, and this is for everybody. It's like, if you've heard it before, we've heard it 20 times. So just stop. Just stop. It's time to cut the low-hanging fruit, reach a little bit higher, you know, get a little bit deeper within yourself. Give us something clever, new, and fresh. Because if you can see it coming a mile away, then we can see it coming 5 miles away. And don't waste our time. Just pause. Regroup, rewrite, get deep, get creative, and surprise us. Stop coming with these low-hanging, like, and the low-hanging fruit's already been eaten a little bit. It's kind of moldy. It's got some worms in it. That's not delicious. That's not delicious. Give us something delicious that we have never heard before. Give us something fresh,
and juicy,
and hell juicy. Yeah.
Fresh and juicy. On that, and everybody, thank you, Brooke, for making us laugh.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll do some more tomorrow.
Real. Remind everybody again, tomorrow, what's happening?
Contagious, the Stay Home Comedy Show. Tomorrow, Me and Iggy and my friend Umi and I'll have to practice her name. It's Gory, I believe. But yeah, it's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern, streaming live. It'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait.
The link is in the stream. We love you guys. Stay fresh and juicy till next week, and we'll see everybody else tomorrow.
Fresh and juicy.
Love you, love you, love you.
Yes.
Bye. Thank you.